hand.
Anything else?
They dared to call this ship a worthless piece of crap, and they made a complete mess of my hammerhead. Unlike someone else here, I always return what I owe.
Gee, what an admirable virtue.
Hello everyone, I'm Johnny, and today we're taking a look at another wonderful episode of Cowboy Bebop. This episode is titled Wild Horses, and it's an episode of contrasts, where old meets new. So let's check it out. This is a relatively low-stakes episode, though it does have a life-or-death climactic space battle. The story starts out with Spike separated from the crew. He is in the middle of nowhere, broken down on his way to get an overhaul on the Swordfish. This sets up the wild horses theme of the episode, that our crew is tied to, both restricted and set free, by wild horses, or temperamental spacecraft, that we cannot fully tame. Tying yourself to such a space horse requires patience and a respect for tradition, even if it's mechanical tradition. I always like these silent moments of character reinforcement. Spike is often comfortable with defeat. His little futile moment of hitchhiking is a nice bit of Cowboy Bebop sardonicism. Spike is eventually picked up by Miles, an assistant working for Doohan, the man who built Spike's swordfish. Meanwhile, Faye, Jet, Edward, and Nine are doing a little bit of space fishing for pirates. Acting as the bait is Faye in the Red Tail, pretending to be broken down, waiting for the pirates in the area to come take advantage of her situation. They catch a bite, but these pirates end up being more than they could handle, and subsequently the whole Bebop is infected with a virus. Back on Earth, Spike finally meets up with Doohan at his repair shop/rec yard. His whole facility is a museum of sorts for 20th century aircraft and even spacecraft. The centerpiece of his collection is none other than the NASA space shuttle, Columbia, which he is bringing back to life as a hobby. Doohan has a love for analog and older flight systems. His happy-go-lucky assistant Miles, however, has yet to fully appreciate the value of such relics. The relationship between Spike and Doohan is unspoken in that brilliant Cowboy Bebop concise, yet enigmatic storytelling way. You get a sense they go way back and have a respect for each other. They both have a respect for simplicity. They are both the strong, silent type, and Spike was likely one of the few people who could handle Doohan's custom-built mono-racer spacecraft. The two stories collide when Doohan discovers one of his suppliers is dealing with parts that likely came from the space pirates Faye and Jet were just dealing with. Jet at this point wants revenge. They not only made a mess of the Bebop and his hammerhead, but they also insulted his ship. He enlists Spike's service to get his revenge by telling him that the bounty would cover the overhaul bill on the Swordfish. In space, the crew now together tracks the pirates to a likely spot, the Orbit Drive-In. Unfortunately, two ships share the same markings they suspect the pirates to be using, a purple penguin. Spike and Faye, not always seeing eye to eye, do share the same reckless impulses, and decide to blast both ships. See who runs, then hopefully they'll have a better idea of who the pirate is and who isn't. Faye ends up pursuing the wrong ship, leaving the pirates up to Spike. The Swordfish and the pirate ship exchange viruses, and Spike is able to keep some control of his ship, using manual operation. Here's what the whole episode has been leading up to. The pirate ship explodes and Spike begins to burn up in the atmosphere. On Earth, Miles and Doohan have been listening the whole time. Time for the fossils to shine. No payment needed besides a bottle of whiskey. It's all about Doohan proving his worth. The Columbia will launch in a very non-traditional way, augmented by boosters and futuristic fuel, no doubt. Traditionally, these space shuttles require external tanks and two solid rocket boosters using about 1,700,000 kilograms of fuel. But never mind. It's a beautifully animated scene involving faith, skill, and luck over computer systems. Baseball was further brought up by Miles a few times in the episode, and what you get in the end is one of the best catches in the history of Earth. Visually, it's great, if not one of the most sensational scenes in the series. Speaking of visual candy in the episode, the shuttle is towed by a World War II M4 Sherman tank. In the scrapyard, you have several F-4 Phantoms, a Soviet Mi-24 helicopter, F-106 Delta Darts, F-16s, A-6 Intruders, and a selection of smaller jet fighters that resemble early MiG or F-86 designs. Alright, Space Cowboys, I'm Johnny and I want to thank you for watching. Do consider hitting the like button, but most importantly, do take care and have a nice rest of your day.